All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Here. Here. Here.
Here. Mr. Farrell? Here. Mr. Wood? Here. Mr. Basor? Here. Mr. Williams?
Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act is given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board on the Borough Clerk's office on January 6, 2016. And two, emailed to the retrospect and courier post on January 6, 2016. We're going to dispense with our regular order of business and turn the meeting over to the police chief and help him out.
Oh, you wore a jacket.
Look at you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we come here to recognize three Runnemede police officers: Sergeant William Sampolsky, Patrolman Robert Alexander, Patrolman William Ortiz. On October 31st, 2016, around 10:45 at night, these three officers responded to the Days Inn, which is on 9th Avenue, Runnemede, for a dispute between a man and a woman. Investigation by these three officers later found that this woman was being held against her will and was used for human trafficking along with another female. These three officers went above and beyond their call of duty, later helping that female out and getting her back with her family and sending the perpetrator to the Camden County Jail. So would you please all give a round of applause to these three officers. Sergeant Sampolsky.
How will we read it out? It's a certificate of merit. The certificate of merit is awarded to Sergeant Sampolsky.
Right there.
Williams. In recognition of outstanding police work in the apprehension of a suspect for human trafficking, promoting prostitution, and aggravated assault, Chief Paul Dale. Patrolman Robert Alexander. I'll just say a few words that, the chief, when he brings these to our attention, it's important that he recognizes that the officers are doing an outstanding job. I think it's important that we do these kinds of things. I want to congratulate all you guys. I know the members of the council want to congratulate you. So once again, good job.
Well, you probably should.
I got an award.
How about his jacket? Look very nice.
Well, how about the hat? I said he never wears a jacket.
Oh, is that what
He
it
wears
is?
fair weather, right? He never wears that. Where'd you find that, Paul? I mean, whatever your name is. Keep calling that. You know what I mean.
Why do you say that?
Why do you stand with like your mayor and
Congratulations,
with your elected officials?
Thank you for your service.
Congratulations, guys.
Feel safe. Oh my God.
Well, that did not work out.
Do a picture?
I mean, I'd like stand together for a picture is kind of what I meant. Oh, all right. Not like shaking hands. Yeah, I wanted Samantha, well, it's being DNA. I'm not used to this big party.
DNA excited, you know, proud.
Yes.
Whatever you need to do. Oh, how do I stand on these brand new chairs?
Really?
I don't take a picture, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Root, I cannot do it. I just need to back up a bit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's only two.
We're getting new ones, don't worry. Until like a couple years ago, so. Like you standing on this chair.
Good job, gentlemen.
Ralph, I kind of got that one. No, I got three, but I stand still.
How's your sergeant, boy?
How long ago?
About 40 years ago. No, 45 years.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Nice job. Nice job.
You can take your jacket off now. Yeah.
How you doing, Sam?
It's a little hot in here. Yeah, how about like all the stuff to show the support? You guys should really should get all together to show like your department support, like all the officers that were here should get a picture with you guys. Yeah, they should.
Yeah, then they'll talk about it.
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
Taking over this joint.
I'll take care of it in the hallway.
You're taking over this joint here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me get one in there.
Laura,
Oh, that's good.
Wait, I gotta back up.
Nice to take a picture.
Daniel, you
Okay.
can take for 1 second.
All right, we're gonna keep going with reports. We'll let the clerk read her report.
I got it. I'll put some time for that. Oh, wow. I would like to have one.
John wanted the national title. I hope he even happy. Billy, not smiling.
He's off my
All monies isn't all monies returned over to the treasurer. Report of the Borough Clerk for the month of November returned was $3,000.
Sam, on the national title, I'll coach the team.
New profile picture.
March stuff. I'll text them to you.
Yeah.
No, you found me.
Francesca.
No, I'm not sorry. You still.
I'm going to take off on you.
Thanks for all your help.
Sewer filings.
You want to go here for that? Yes, you know that.
Yeah, I know.
$2,837.65 was collected. It's fines. The monies were
Okay.
I'm sorry. Four type 1 permits were issued, and EMS fees collected. I have a report of the tax collected for the month of November, a total of $585,238.77 was collected in taxes, and two rentals, $36,548.62.
Is there a motion to approve the reports as read by the clerk?
I so move.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Ranieri. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. We have the approval of minutes, and motion is in order for the approval of minutes of the October 25th, 2016, and November 1st, 2016 minutes as submitted by the clerk, as each member has received copies of the same.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Mr. Farrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Committee reports. Finance and Administration, Mr. Ranieri.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to start off with Neapolis Academy. I'm going to give her a report for public events. And
We just want to say that Ms. Passio, obviously, her brother passed this evening. We have our deepest sympathies for her. I understand that she wasn't able to be here this evening. So Mr. Ranieri has asked to give her flowers.
no problem. So, I'm not sure if anybody made it to the Christmas party, but if you didn't, you're going to want to be there next year because it's fantastic. And Patty just wanted to thank everybody, and her report is as follows. She hopes everybody enjoyed themselves at the party. She wants to thank the mayor, council, and her committee, which includes Eleanor and myself, for making it a very, not just a great party, but having a really nice party for the kids and everybody else. She's thanking everybody for the gifts. Actually, she's thanking the Rotary for donating the gifts. The kids had over 150 wrap presents. Thank you to all the people that helped wrap these presents. The kids really enjoyed unwrapping the presents rather than just getting a toy or something silly. They had a good time. She wants to thank all the volunteers for the arts and crafts, the refreshments. She wants to thank all of the Youth Mayor and Council students who came out to help us. She also wants to thank the Women's Club who donated the pretzels and water. Also for the Green Team for playing some really cool games about recycling, composting, and other games that were informative for the kids. Also wanted to thank the Municipal Alliance Coordinator, Nancy, who helped teach the kids that the youth that the bullying doesn't pay and drugs are not okay. Also to Anthony from the Youth Mayor and Council who also told stories to the kids, and he also won our ugly sweater contest in a really nice sweater. Pictures should be somewhere. Are they out yet, Rich? You didn't post them on Facebook yet or anything? Okay, well they'll be out soon. Christmas isn't here yet, so we'll get those pictures out to you. But he had a great sweater. And thank you to Dan, who continually reports the happenings in our town, takes the pictures. Nice job, fantastic. And again, thank you to the Rotary Club for all the toys. Appreciate it. Thanks to Deluxe Bakery for a beautiful cake. Harry from Public Works for doing such a great job. Also for getting the seniors to our event. Very appreciative. She's thanking the fire company and the chief. Thank you for such a great job with your outstanding department. She wants to thank everybody.
Your officers,
Yes, and they did a great job.
you were out there too.
Yes.
Wrecking traffic.
Thank you for your hard work, Chief. We appreciate it. And if she's forgetting anybody, she's truly sorry. And if I skipped over anything, Patty, I'm also very sorry. But, just a big thank you to everybody. She wanted me to also read a card from the seniors. Dear Pat, the residents of the Brunson House express our thanks to you so much, not only for sending a bus so we can get to the tree lighting, but also for making us feel so special. We really enjoyed ourselves, sincerely, the residents of the Brunson House. And Mayor, with that, maybe we can go through the other departments and come back to me for the...
You want to come back for finance?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Public safety, Ms. Allen?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Well, to continue on with what happened at the Christmas tree lighting, I just want to announce who the winners are of the truck lighting and the truck display and that wonderful parade that happened that evening. Best appearing engine, first prize was Lawnside. Mount Ephraim won second prize for best appearing engine. Belmar won first prize for the best appearing ladder. Barrington won second prize for best appearing ladder. Audubon won best appearing float utility, first prize. And Audubon Park won best appearing float utility, second prize. The overall company winning for best appearing was Westmont. And that's the results of the wonderful parade that we had that evening. I'll continue on with the report from the fire department. What I want to announce tonight is that as of the end of November, $353,076.79 was turned over in fees for the year. Now this is quite amazing because when I first came on board 5 years ago, we were doing about $233,000, and we thought that was great. But since we've expanded our force and allowed for 24/7 ability to serve our community 24/7, we've expanded not only our service, but also the amount of fees that are coming in. So I want to just shout out to the fire company, because this is way over last year, which was about $340,000, and we still have another month to go. So they're just amazing. And of course, they keep up with their training. And the back room, I don't know if you were there for the Fire Prevention Week, but the back room was being remodeled, and it is 99% complete, and they have reworked the whole staffing area where the dispatchers are for the EMTs. So it's going to be wonderful when it's finished, and like I said, I hope to look at it in the next week or two when they have it finished. Our police report for the month, we had 602 calls for service. We had 168 arrests for the month of November. Arrests year to date are 1,856, which is quite a lot more than we've been doing over the past 4 or 5 years that I've been. It usually runs about 1,600. And of course, this is only November. We still have the month of December. So you can see how proactive our police are. They are out there, they are patrolling, they are looking at the perpetrators and arresting them. We had 1 Narcan deployment for the police department and none for the fire department, which the chief said to me was very surprising because the rates of using Narcan in the county, that rate is up. So we were surprised that we didn't use more Narcan this month. And that's my report, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Engineering, Mr. Garland?
Thanks, Mayor. I didn't have a chance, or my committee didn't have a chance to meet with Mark this month, so I'm going to defer to him. I'd just like to say the parking lot looks great out there, and I'm riding by it. It's doing a great job, and we're going to be getting ready for the next phase of the building project, so I'll let Mark talk about it when he has a chance. Thank you.
Public Works, Mr. Root?
The guys, basically this month, they set up and broke down the tables and chairs and mics for both the pavilion dedication and gym floor. And it seems that the gym floor went through its first test and passed with flying colors. It held up great, it cleaned up great. So Harry was really happy with the way that responded to the Christmas party. So, and now it looks like they're playing basketball. So that's what it's all about. You know, they just been leaving crazy, fighting the weather and the machines. Machines always break down, and weather always seems to rain, so that's not good for leaving. So we're going at it. People have called, we get some calls that we're not hitting their house yet, but we'll get out there. See what else we got. And we're basically preparing for winter. They got all the 4x4s out, all the spreaders running, the plows are all getting inspected and getting ready for some snow. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Finance, we'll come back. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. In finance, I want to make sure I've been talking for a while. Rich, myself, and the Finance Committee are preparing each department for a capital budget plan review. This is in addition to the standard operating budget. We in Finance will be looking from a much broader view at how each department will be spending money. For example, keeping old vehicles, machines, computers, and the like operating versus replacing these items at the most opportune time. These are considered capital investments. This will allow us to stop throwing good money after bad and start maximizing our opportunities. This will also keep this town moving in a forward direction with less breakdowns, delays, and missed opportunities. And the rest is progress.
Okay, thank you. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Lobenstein is not here, but a brief report. Obviously, basketball is in full swing with St. Teresa's and the RY. They are pretty much 7 days a week.
I think he's out inspecting that
that he's inspecting. Can I report about the improvement we just made at the Harry Williams building? I think we should.
Take my bullets. Just did.
I'll let you do that. I'll let Mr. Wright add to his report. So I'm going to skip that because not much is going on with recreation during the winter months. So Mr. Wright, the administrator's report, maybe you can pick back on what I just said. Oh, look at that.
I think Mr. Root was working on fixing it. He had a schematic.
Let's look at that song.
Okay. You got it.
I need a solder.
For the most part, I'll rely on my report from caucus, although I will go over the transfer and the appropriation in a moment. One of the things that Director Ranieri was saying is that we need to maintain our investments and look at that going forward. One of the things that we need to do is be sure that we protect the floor and protect the building. And this week, actually yesterday, they installed the security cameras both on the exterior and interior at the Harry Williams building. So there's a camera on the gazebo, there's a camera on the walk area over by the gazebo, the front parking lot, which goes across the street and shows a slight view of the field there, the vestibule coming into the Harry Williams building, and there's 2 cameras on the court. So this way, I think that just knowing that the camera is there, I think that will prevent some issues and definitely will make sure that our investments are protected there.
Is it monitored or just recorded?
It's recorded. I think it's got one of those terror gates, so it has a lot of recording on it. But I think that during the busy seasons, there's somebody in there every day. So if something happens, we'll know very quickly if it happens, and then we'll be able to track that back. So I think that's a good item for the building. It's also another resource that, right now will be monitored by Parks and Rec unit, which is basically Public Works. But if there is an incident, then we can request that they run it back. In addition to that, what I think is a win-win for the borough and at a relatively low cost, we're going to be meeting with the library in the coming weeks because they have some IT staff there, and we're going to look to expand the Wi-Fi coverage so that when you're at the RYA fields and you're in the Harry Williams building, that you'll be able to access the borough Wi-Fi system so that you can do homework or find out what's going on, things of that nature. Something that's most places have it now, so that's a good thing to have. And after we get finished there, we'll look at Green Acres Park, hopefully by the spring, so that we can provide that also down at Green Acres Park off of the Wi-Fi that we already have established. So that ought to be.
Just got to come up with a good password.
Password? You can't use password?
For the free Wi-Fi.
So tonight,
So Rich, that
Yes.
means that we could, it'll be out in the field, so we can eventually maybe have that lock at the field house. We could do mobile, because it would have a Wi-Fi.
if that is an option that's available, I'm sure that Director Robinson would like that because right now he has to take the laptop over and bring it up. So if that's a function that's available.
Well, the Wi-Fi is designed to be a high-range Wi-Fi. Is that the idea? I know we call it a 3 mile, but it's not a 3 mile.
It's just the term that says the 3 mile antenna, but it means it would cover the area in there,
So that means we can.
So the Wi-Fi would cover the whole field.
Put a lock up to Wi-Fi, and now you could do it from
So you can
here
connect and then
and not
have to physically go down.
Yeah.
Correct. It would help with building. Right, yes. Also, going back to the Public Works report, as part of our investment in our assets and making sure that we have the tools to do our jobs, the 450 was delivered last week, which is the new Public Works truck, which has the plow and the salt spreader. So that will be part of our winter bingo.
Is that a dump vehicle too? Is it?
It's a 450 dump truck with the salt.
Is it replacing the old?
Multiple uses.
Is it replacing the old 450 dump, or are we just?
It will, oh, this one is 4-wheel drive. We found out during the blizzard last year that once the temperature gets to a certain level, those trucks, even with the weight in the back, they weren't purchased with 4-wheel drive, and they were getting stuck, and it limited the areas that they could go to, so that's a plus with this truck. So that'll be available for the season.
And the front end loader that was in the fire truck was our front end loader, remember the?
Yeah.
Yes, right. That was part of the Christmas plan.
They left the lights on.
Yeah.
the two items we have tonight, and when we get into December, November and December, we usually have larger transfers. There's been a lot going on this year. One of the big challenges that we faced was catching up with our stormwater requirements to be compliant with that, and we had some emergencies this year where even though some of it fell into the operating category, or the capital category, we still had a lot of operating costs with it. So there's less money for the transfers this year than there are in prior years, so that requires us to project out the rest of the month and make sure that we cover all of our departments so we can keep operating and prepare for the winter, things of that nature, for fleet maintenance, for vehicles that are breaking down. So item number 2 that you have before us. Item number 1 will be the transfer resolution, and the total there will be for $57,000. Item number 2 is the emergency appropriation, and it will cover legal other expense, road department other expense, sanitation department other expense, and vehicle maintenance other expense. And I'll remind everybody that when we spoke at caucus, I let everybody know that as far as the budget's showing on the revenue side this year, without factoring in taxes, EMS, or court, we're pretty much at about $200,000 to the positive. So basically, the things that we're talking about will be covered by the revenues that we're generating, but the way that the budget rules work, you can't use that money in this budget cycle, so you have to do an emergency appropriation and wash them in 2017. When I gave you that $200,000 number, it did not include the vehicles and the admin fee for the police outside employment, which is also probably going to bring in another $50,000. So that'll also be a plus on that number. I'll steal John's thunder since he didn't mention it. Our budget is based on 97.5% collection rate. We're at 96.3, I believe, today. 97.63. I'm sorry, I messed that one up. So, and we still have several weeks left to go. So every check that comes in now is going into the surplus, for lack of a better phrase. So to get down to the lines you'll be voting on tonight, we'll be adding $15,000 into the legal line. We'll be adding $60,000 into the road department other expense line, and I'll explain a couple of these in a second. Sanitation other expense $30,000, and vehicle maintenance other expense $30,000.
That's going to be resolution 16154?
That is correct. Some of these items where we have things pending in process. We have reimbursements coming in for the grass cutting, and we have the maintenance fees for property maintenance. We have a FEMA reimbursement pending. We had the dividend for $67,000, but that's going to MERN, it's not reimbursing the line, so that's why those funds aren't available for transfer. But like I said, we've done a lot of work on the stormwater maintenance, on just regular upkeep of the borough properties, the properties in the borough, not necessarily ours, that have been neglected in the past. It seems like every time I turn around, there's another $5,000 or $6,000 repair, even on the newer equipment. You know, if the brakes go on the fire truck, it's $3,000 or $4,000. I mean, so we just had a leafer that was just put back in service. It cost about $8,000. So, you know, these things are beyond our control, but it's what makes this number up. And we also are preparing for the upcoming season, so we have to make sure that, you know I think there's orders in today for things like rocks off and things like that. So basically where that comes from. It's within the limit, you know, we're allowed to do emergency appropriations up to 194, and we're at 185. I don't foresee any further. The first one we did earlier in the year was for street opening permits to pay for the engineer, because those revenues are also coming in. That's one of the items that exceeded the budget. So if there's no other questions, I'll just rely on my report.
Okay, thank you. Engineers report. Oh, I skipped this. Do you want to say
Yeah, briefly. I was hoping that I would be presenting to you tonight a memorandum of understanding as a result of our recent negotiations with the assistance of the mediator. And Rich was advised late yesterday that GWU rejected the memorandum of understanding, so there is no bringing that anywhere back. Pretty much good. And the rest is progress.
All right, thank you. See, you want that? Engineers report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I did submit a report in writing earlier today through email, and I gave a hard copy right before the meeting. Sorry for the lateness. As Bob said, we were trying to get an engineering committee meeting together, but we just couldn't get our schedules to work out. So I talked to Bob over the phone this morning and incorporated some of those discussions into the report. So I just highlight some of those items right now. We touched on this at caucus. NJDOT has announced that fiscal year 2017 state aid applications are due on February 3rd. So our engineering committee, along with Harry, are going to be trying to come up with some good potential road candidates. Last year, we had submitted for Washington Avenue and South Oakland Avenue to finish those two projects out. Harry mentioned possibly Elm and Broadway because of the high traffic area with the baseball fields and the library. That might be a good candidate. So we're going to work with the engineering committee and try to come up with what would be a good application. So before, probably in January, we'll have to have a resolution to authorize us to submit an application. I'll work with the engineering committee on that.
And you feel these funds will be similar to the previous year funds because the revenues haven't gone up?
But what we can do is put in for 3 or 4 roads as a road program, and whenever we get funding, then we can use it for whatever roads are on that list. So we can just have our application be for 3 or 4 roads, which is what I would recommend we do. We just want to make the application as good as possible as a selling point. The building demolition next door, we've been trying to close that project out. There's a little over $2,600 due to the contractor as far as retainage. We've been waiting on a 2-year maintenance bond from him. He would have rather just kept his performance bond open until the parking lot project was done. Because once Landberg started doing the parking lot, that sort of voided out any warranty that the Delphi would have had to have from the building demolition and getting it to subgrade. So now that Landberg has the parking lot done, that sort of ends what Delphi was responsible for, because they had to tear the buildings down and get the subgrade to the appropriate level and compaction. That's been satisfied. So at this point, there's really no need for a 2-year maintenance bond from Delphi. The maintenance of the parking lot is going to be responsibility of Landberg. So with council's approval and the solicitor's approval, I'd like to just disregard that requirement and just get all the other closeout paperwork from Delphi so we can release their retainage and close that project out, if that makes sense.
So you're going to look for a release of that $2,600?
I'm still waiting on a few documents first, and then I'll make a recommendation for that at next month's meeting. And talking about the parking lot next door, as positive progress has been going real well. We're almost done. I think the only thing we have to do yet is stripe. I do appreciate everybody's patience last week when we were making a water connection for the sprinkler system. Borough Hall was down without any water for a couple of hours. Rich was busting me because it took longer than it was supposed to, and he said, "See, I told you," but it's done. And there were no complaints from the personnel at Borough Hall, so, but I do appreciate everybody's patience with that. The next stage of the project to put the vestibule in, we're currently reviewing shop drawings. They've ordered all the materials from what I understand. We're just waiting for materials to come in, and the permit, I was able to get Chris Meckett to issue just the building permit. We were having a hold up with the fire permit, but we're working on that concurrently with the project moving forward, and Chris was okay with that.
Do you have a start date?
They're waiting on a delivery date for their block, the decorative block. They want to have the footings installed, of course, before it freezes, but they don't want to start now and then have a 2-week delay. So they're still trying to find out when their decorative block is going to be delivered. And then they'll work. If they have to dig for a day, pour the footings another day, they'll just work out their schedule so they can keep moving. But I will let everybody know what the start date is. Because I think the contract was supposed to be over December 31st, but we had a delay because of the permit issue. And I'll update everybody on that. Regarding the sanitary sewer slip lining, last week, it was on Wednesday, we received bids. I submitted a letter outlining some possible scenarios for the award, whether it's the base bid or the base and the alternate, or the base and alternate 1 and 2. There's different scenarios for who would get the award. However, it should be awarded based on availability of funds. Our office is working with Rich to try and see what is still remaining in your budget, I guess, for your bond for sewer work. We think you might be able to do the base and add alternate one if those funds are in place, and then it'll be awarded in situ forms. But like I said, we're working with Rich on that, and we're hoping to get it awarded at your special council meeting on December 29th, if that's possible. The Orchard Avenue sanitary sewer project, we're reviewing the shop drawings for that, and they're trying to let me know what the delivery date for the pipe is. Obviously, you don't want to start tearing the other pipe out, we want a new one ready to go installed, so I will give an update on when that pipe is supposed to be installed. Public Works Garage, just to update you on that, Benoni had submitted for the hazardous discharge fund a while ago. We have not heard anything on that, but one of the next items we had to do was submit a preliminary assessment report to the state, and that was taken care of on November 7th. So we're currently what we have to do to this point, and we'll see what the state says is the next step to take care of, and I'll keep everybody abreast of that situation as well. And the last thing I have is on the Hidden Ponds, which is the Cali Court project. We talked about this a little bit at caucus. I submitted a letter that all the work had been done, and we were recommending release of the performance bond and acceptance of their maintenance bond. There were a few contingencies on that, so Len and I, the solicitor and I, are trying to work out some issues with the homeowners association getting that up and running, and I guess they still owe some escrow money, and there's a few other contingencies in that letter. So at this point, we're not looking to release the bond from what I understand. And that concludes my report, unless anybody has any other questions.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, sir.
The next page.
That's on me.
That's the mayor and I have been trying,
Until the county was finished, it wasn't clear, if you noticed, they went down the curb line, actually encroached on their property a little bit. So now the county's almost done. Once they're done, that's when we'll get back on and figure out what the remainder of the curb will be. If the borough is going to do a portion of it, what portion Deluxe is going to do. And obviously now with winter coming, it's going to make it difficult again. We were hoping the county was going to be done 3 months ago.
and over the winter, I'm going to be coordinating with the owner, the mayor, and their design engineer to come up with a game plan for what improvements.
It does need to be tweaked, it was originally approved by the county. So. But it is on there now, and as you can see, we're getting reports on the projects that aren't closed out, so hopefully we'll start closing out projects. Okay. Anything else? All right, thank you. Okay, old business, we have none. Public comment on agenda items. This is an opportunity for people in the audience to make any public comment about the upcoming resolutions. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on the upcoming resolutions, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I so move.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Ranieri. All in favor?
Aye.
There will be a public portion at the end of the meeting. New business. We have Resolution 16-145. This is a resolution confirming 2016 appointments. This is for a special police to recruit Christian Van Auken at $10.50 an hour. He will be going to the academy for the next 3 months. Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I second that motion.
A motion by Mr. Farrell, second by Ms. Kelly. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri?
Yes.
4 ayes to that.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 16-146 is a resolution adjusting sewer charges. This looks to be 2 overpayments.
Not overpayments, they've changed the use of the structure.
Change use?
So whatever the use is now, it's been reduced.
All right, from down $80 and down $372. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Mr. Root. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
And Mr. Ranieri?
Yes.
4 ayes to
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 16-147 is a resolution authorizing shared services agreement between the Borough of Runnemede and Gloucester City for the purchase of brine solution. We've done this for several years now. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Root, second by Ms. Kelly. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Four ayes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 16-148 is a resolution in support of Senate Bill S-981 and Assembly Bill A-2375. And I don't remember this. Oh, this is electronic waste, yes. This is what Mr. Wazam was. Yes. Our Public Works Superintendent asked us to support this. This helps with forcing the manufacturers to recycle the electronic waste.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Root, second by Mr. Ranieri. You okay, Joyce? Motion by Mr. Root, second by Mr. Ranieri. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Four ayes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 16-149 is a resolution authorizing adjustment due to a tax appeal. This is the
This is the 14,000
industrial
for,
park.
the Richards Group.
Is there a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion.
Any second?
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Mr. Root. Any discussion? This was an appeal that happened many, many years ago, and this is the last payment that I think we owe them. And, because I think everyone knows that the industrial park is being sold, so we had to close it out by the end of the year. Roll call, please.
You have Root, Ranieri, and Root.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
And Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Four ayes, two ayes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 16-150 is a resolution authorizing the Borough of Runnemede to enter into an interlocal service agreement with the County of Camden for the Animal Welfare Society of Camden County, Inc. for animal shelter services for 2017. We've been doing this for as long as I've been here. The price goes up every year, considerably this year.
Nice to have
The new cost is $1,000 per month.
$180 a month. Excuse me, the increase this year is $180.
This increase was $180. And then there's also,
$20 a month.
and then there's fees on overage, correct? If we,
Correct, if you bring too many animals to the shelter, if you have to have them, have to send them out to have their rabies test done on them.
so the dog license and cat license helps pay the $1,000 a month.
That's only for this, that's not, this is the shelter, that's not the wood.
I know. Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Mr. Farrell. Any more discussion?
You need it.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
That's what,
Four ayes, two ayes.
This resolution is adopted. Resolution 151 is a resolution authorizing the borough to enter into an interlocal service agreement with the county for plowing county roads in return for salt and sand reimbursement. This is obviously what the borough does to plow sugar.
It's for storms that they authorize, so it doesn't happen every storm, but our policy is that
They do it anyway.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Root,
I'll second that motion.
second by Ms. Kelly. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Four ayes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 16-152 is a resolution authorizing acceptance of an irrevocable standing letter of credit.
This is the Cooper Urgent Care Project. One of the requirements is they need to put up a, I guess, a bond or a letter of credit. So they put the letter of credit up, and they have to give us a 5% of that,
Of the 239,000?
whatever the bond amount is, yes. I think it's around 9,000, was it?
It's
Nice.
okay, we're conflicted.
Well, it's around 9 something.
You really?
And they also had to pay us the additional escrow for the planning board engineer. We got the money for the planning board engineer, we got the irrevocable credit, but we did not get the 5% yet. So I think Steve came to the office today, and I talked to him about it,
So Pettit's office is doing all this work?
and it's going to be doing it, yes.
Okay. It sounds like it's part of the project. Is there a motion to approve?
Yes. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Ranieri. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
4 ayes.
That resolution. So we got two more. We got resolution 16-153, a resolution to authorize the treasurer to make transfers between appropriations in the 2016 budget as described by the administrator. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Mr. Farrell. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
4 ayes.
Resolution 16-154 is a resolution authorizing emergency appropriations as discussed. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Root,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Ranieri. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
4 ayes.
Okay, we have payment of bills. Is there a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I so move.
I'll second that.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Ranieri. Resolution passed?
Who was it, Mrs. Kelly and Mr. Ranieri?
Yes. Roll call?
Mr. Fowler?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri?
Yes.
And Mr. Root?
Yes.
Bills are paid. Good and welfare. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, come to the microphone, state your name and address.
It's not a list. It's not a list. I apologize, just so you know. My name is Maria Pandrella. I reside at 12 South Oakland Avenue in Runnemede, New Jersey. And I will be, this is, for those of you that don't already know.
She has to.
Go ahead, you can say who you are.
I'm Ned Connors,
You state your address.
224 Phillips Avenue.
Oh,
I'm just gonna read something, for, Mrs. Connors, it's for her and her husband. She has asked me to do so, it's to the community of Runnemede and all of you present. As many of you may know, we are the parents of David Connors, who passed away tragically, on October 29th. As a relatively new resident who has only been in Runnemede for 2 years, the amount of support and generosity that we have been shown, from kind words to generous donations and wonderful meals, is so amazing and very much appreciated. Without all of the love and support that Dave and I would be even more lost and feel more alone than we do currently. As a parent, no one should ever have to carry their child and feel the amount of pain that we do, because mentally and physically we are obviously exhausted with all the pain. We never knew one could hurt so much. We cannot thank each and every one of you who have shown us support, including but not limited to mayor, council, the police department, and of course, all of the wonderful residents. Although everyone has been exceptionally wonderful, we have just a few people that we would especially like to express our gratitude to. Gina Bound, Jackie and Will Ortiz, the Runnemede BFW, and the Boy Scout Troop 117. All of you have been so exceptionally wonderful coordinating all of the donations and meals that we have received. Gina has reached out to us every day and made sure that we have meals and anything needed, as well as coordinating the late vigil, which many of you were present for. Jackie, thanks for the scrapbook you made. It's amazing and we'll cherish it forever. Again, a special thank you to all of you, all of the amazing residents of Runnemede, and we are proud to be a part of this wonderful town that you all represent. On a side note, just let's all remember to do our part and extinguish any bullying that we are witnessing. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
obviously, her husband is home watching her other 2 children that couldn't be there. So,
I just want to say, sorry, we've been getting a lot of people come to us, and I tried to address the other day the bullying situation, and I felt like we children. Because I just don't just get on our side of me. But if at all possible, if there's any way that we could try to get local schools under control of bullying, it would be great, because there are some other children that are actively being bullied. And we're told, because there's no report on it, that they can't do anything. But children aren't coming forward, just like my child. So, really, if as a community we can get them to do something and pull the children aside and talk to them, that it could possibly help somebody else. Because children aren't coming forward, just like my son did. So I don't know how else we can go about it, but there are definitely some names that we were given that the children are being bullied. So I'm trying my best, and I'll do my part as best I can. But again, if we can just get the principal someone to address it, it could save another child's life.
If you're aware of families whose children are believe that they're being bullied or harassed or intimidated under the law, then the parents should be the ones reacting to that. And the parents should be going and filing complaints with the school and let the school, there's a process once a complaint's been filed. And that's how it has to start. We're all aware that kids don't like to tell tales or rat out or whatever phrase you happen to like, and that does create a difficulty always. But the parents have to be very proactive in that process and try to continue to just bring it to the school's attention and enforce the issue.
Absolutely, but the children are not coming forward, that's the problem.
Well, but you've indicated that, and we'll stop this because, I mean, I don't want to have a dialogue about it because it's a school issue, not our issue, but you've indicated that names have come to you. Well, if those are just somehow, somebody's told you that this child's being bullied, but the child's not telling the parent, I don't know how to best handle that, but just try to do
I do understand that, it's just, I just feel like as a community, and not even as a community, but the school could be a little more proactive with it to save another child's life.
Well, we thank you for coming in, and we understand where you're coming from. We do have a municipal alliance, as Mr. Ranieri said. There are things that we can do to help the schools with the bullying problem. Obviously, the drug and the bullying problem is something that we're very concerned about. We want to thank you for coming here tonight. I know it's been very hard on you, and anything we can do.
We'll keep our eyes on you.
Council, we're here to support you, and it's great to hear what the community has done for your family and to be there to support you, and those individuals that have helped to coordinate it. I want to commend all of them. Right, the candlelight vigil was very, very nice, and I know how quickly everybody came to help you guys out immediately. So the police department doing an excellent job too. So.
Without everyone, I'm gonna have to. It's so hard.
We're here for you. We're lucky to have you too. We wish you the best of things this holiday too. If you need anything, just reach out for us.
But if you want to continue to talk to myself or the chief, where we can help, to get things moving forward. We do have a relationship. I mean, our solicitor is right. There's a legal aspect of it, but we can still work together. We are a community. We can help each other out.
Thank you.
I'll follow up that I did advise her just the other day, just to make it kind of clear how the names are coming to them is people are coming to offer their condolences and then saying it's a sin because my neighbor's son is being bullied, and that's how it's, so unfortunately, I did actually advise her, go to the school, please, have the parents go to the school, please, handle it exactly, as the solicitor has advised her. Right, I don't even think they're names that we're familiar with, so to speak, is what she's
I
saying.
would go to the parents, whatever.
Well, we can continue with the programs that we have to
Right.
try to educate, the children, the parents.
We'll have our eyes open to it.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you. Again, I don't have a list. Are you pleased? I don't have a list, but again, you are the leaders of the community that reached out to this family. So I just think, police department, mayor, council, I don't have anything negative to say. So pat yourselves on the back and remember that, in our 2.2 square miles, we obviously have a pretty good resident base.
Absolutely.
Not only for this, but I mean, you know, we had a nice Christmas parade. We had a beautiful Christmas parade, and it was a pleasure to see you.
They haven't thrown you out yet.
What happened?
They haven't thrown you out, so they gotta be good.
Yeah, pretty much, you know what I mean, like, yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Fine, so,
Anyone else wish to speak? It's your opportunity.
you only got one.
Okay. Seeing no one else, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I so moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Ranieri, all in favor?
Aye.
And the public portion is closed. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Root, second by Mr. Ranieri, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.